Matt Rife. Matthew Assault Rifle. This guy's a comedian. He's an author. He kind of looks like Ellen DeGeneres' daughter. And for some reason, can't stop appearing in lackluster monster movies. Back again with his newest banger, Don't Suck.
Will you quit the vampire routine?
It's not a routine. Where'd you find this kid?
Only fangs.
Wow. A washed-up comedian goes on tour with a stand-up comic who turns out to be a vampire. So, Matt Rife is a vampire comedian. He plays Ethan, the vampire comedian in this movie, and his co-star is Jamie Kennedy, who plays Pete. Despite this movie feeling like a 2005 concept, it actually came out in 2023 and has a 4.1 on IMDb. Also, YouTube is trying to charge us $5.99 for this movie, but it's not worth that much. And apparently YouTube knows this too, because it was shot for shot re-uploaded on YouTube. Anyways, we're gonna dive in. Maybe grab a bucket of popcorn and get one of those weird blood sack things you can get from the hospital, because vampire. But first, hi, I'm sick. I can hear my ears in my ears, and my nose doesn't work anymore. That being said, don't laugh at me. Wait, laugh at me sometimes. My name is Caleb, and I'm disappointed. Why, you didn't ask? Well, because of this ratio on the screen right here. You should probably subscribe to this video so you can fix that ratio, and I'll be happier. And now back to the actual video.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have come to the right place if you're looking for laughter to break your face.
Okay, I'm excited now. Then I immediately went from excited to confused as it randomly cut to a scene of Matt Rife getting harassed by... Wait a minute.
This ain't got shit to do with you.
So listen.
Is that the guy from the last video I made?
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Looks like they brought another scumbag in. Makes sense you guys are involved in this.
You can shut the f up too, pony boy! What do you see in him? He's just a homeless bum!
Welcome back, Walmart Shia LaBeouf. And even though it's a secret that Matt Rife's a vampire, this guy calls him Edward Cullen.
Step aside, Twilight.
He knows? Does he know?
Please don't do this.
I'm Matt Rife, the vampire. I bet you're wondering how I got into this mess. Well, for you to know that, we have to go back to 2 weeks ago. To this guy, who I learned pretty quick just talks like Lil Dicky.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, man, handsome!
Look at you, son.
Actually, I learned pretty quick that everybody talks like Lil Dicky who associates with this guy.
Dude, fat money. Dude, it's crazy.
And he drops only the hardest line of all time.
Why in the world would you use the C word at 6 a.m.?
Because it's funny all day.
For sure, but that clerk was offended.
Who isn't these days, bro?
Now we know what kind of movie this is going to be. You see, I made the mistake of thinking that since there was a at least semi-renowned comedian attached to this movie, it would be funny.
Can I just have my room key?
Not until you tell me a joke.
What's the difference between a vagina and a...
However, this is where I realized that Matt Rife mainly does audience participation work, so this is just his unfiltered comedy. Throughout this movie, you'll notice a theme of them saying the most crude shit, or referencing something like Hiroshima, and it just not being funny.
You've seen people bomb. This kid next levels it. Epic, right?
Yeah, Hiroshima.
Whoa, they referenced a tragedy in the form of a statement? That's funny. It's called dark humor, liberals. You wouldn't get it, alright? So, Vampire Matt bombs on stage.
For the record, I'm neither Team Edward or Team Jacob. I rooted for the sun.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And this is where he runs into the other main character, Pete.
It's a pleasure.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
This is just a side comment, but if you notice, while they're talking, there's a lot of crowd laughter happening in the background, but if you listen carefully, there's no one on stage talking.
I saw you in the back.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was you until I did.
Oh, yeah, I was the guy who laughed.
And again, thank you for that. They say if you can reach just one person, right?
They do say that. Yeah. Is that what they say?
I think so.
So Pete, who's kind of mean to his wife, gets invited to go over to Ethan's house along with his wife. And this is where Ethan asks Pete if he can shadow him in comedy, and then there's just more vulgarity.
I'd be an asshole if I said no.
Yes. Thank you.
Let me tell you something. I'm not sucking your dick. And more importantly, you're not sucking my dick.
Guys, buckle your seatbelts because this is a theme in this movie. They'll just say some of the grossest shit ever as if it's funny, like someone's 45-year-old football fan of an uncle wrote this script, well drunk. And I'm sure someone out there's laughing. I'm not the crude humor police. I just think that it's all about delivery and how you say it, and not just Kevin Hart yelling it or just saying it out loud as much as you can to force me to laugh. Also, there's a point worth making that this is a Matt Rife movie, and while his jokes get crude sometimes, they're actually not the worst when he's on stage. I don't know what's falling so flat here, but people watching this movie are probably big fans of Matt Rife, or commentary YouTubers that want to make a video. But at least in my opinion, the comedy in this movie does not line up with Matt Rife, therefore it isn't even the right audience for the movie. Who's this movie for? That's like saying, hey, so you know how you just finished watching The Notebook? That's great. Well, if you like that movie, then you're gonna like this one. So Pete and his wife, discussing the previous night, get into a little bit of an argument, and this is where she suggests that Pete should go watch over Ethan.
Ethan is my friend, period. He's a good guy, and I want you to get to know him.
You need this, Pete. We both do.
Or maybe you just need someone to keep tabs on me.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on, man. That was like an actual good moment. Why'd you ruin it?
Boo! You stink!
You don't think I'm aware of the D-grade slags that cling on to you in between truck stop towns and dingy-ass dive bars?
Hold on. D.
D. Like double D.
Okay, what? I can't help who talks to me?
Honey, I've told you over 100 times, I can't help who touches my wiener. I'm just that funny. And if you need more evidence as to why I think Pete is pretty unlikable, he gets a notification on his phone, and his wife and him race for it. What are you hiding, Pete? I genuinely can't tell if I'm supposed to relate to Pete, or if there's gonna be some big growth in the future of this movie, but I don't think there will be. Anyways, after this super quiet conversation, I get jump scared from rap music that's playing about 12 decibels higher than the previous conversation was.
That's been fantastic.
And now Pete and Ethan are on tour, so Pete can teach Ethan some tricks, and Ethan can bomb some.
I once joined a doomsday cult, and by the time I got there, everybody was dead. And worse. Out of Kool-Aid.
Should have saved some Kool-Aid for that one, huh?
What's that?
Nothing.
No, you said something, cowboy.
I said they should have saved some Kool-Aid for you, because you are out of jokes. Cowgirl.
Progressive W, Cowboys. Knowing this movie, I expected you to call him gay. So after Ethan bombs, we finally get to see Pete's actual comedy, and it's just more crude shit.
We have open mic night here Wednesday. Ladies, is it open leg night?
Am I crazy for saying that Ethan's was like a little bit funnier? Like, just he made actual jokes.
I'm just going to splash some water on my face.
Ladies' room's that way. We don't have one of those non-gender ones, so.
God damn it, Cowboys, you ruined it. You really proved me wrong. God damn it. This is where Pete catches Ethan injecting blood into himself, and
What the f are you doing?
It's just blood, Pete.
Will you quit the f***ing vampire routine?
It's not a routine.
I gotta quit drinking.
so next Pete and Ethan get interviewed at a radio show, and am I wrong for being kind of confused as to why they'd be interviewed at a radio show? I mean, how renowned is Pete's comedy for him to be on a radio show? And Ethan's unheard of. Why do they want to know about these people? Either way, the lady in the waiting room is mean.
We find that because you're on a D-list tour, you D-list comedians consider this a D-list station. Guess what? It's not. Most people listening this morning probably won't go tonight.
What's a blue waffle?
All right, they'll be ready for you after the break if you guys will just follow me. Thank you. No. Nope.
Seriously, what makes it blue?
Is it wrong of me to say that I think every joke in this movie should be framed this way? Ethan's a vampire from the 1600s and doesn't understand a lot of modern lingo. Therefore, most jokes should be Ethan at the butt of the joke not understanding things, like this blue waffle joke, which still didn't make me laugh, but I'm not the comedy police guy or anything like that. I think the joke should be that Ethan doesn't get a lot of the crude humor and it just goes over his head. I'm just saying this movie would be a lot funnier, or just funny.
So, Pete, what's your skit like?
Well, I do a mix of character. I do political.
It says, wait. It says here you have a really good joke about you losing your luggage on the way here. What the hell's that about?
Man, I hate when that happens. Hey, Bat and Costello.
Now, I don't know, but I think the scene is like a millennial Gen Z type, like, oh, these kids and their air horns these days.
I know my place in this business, okay? I'm a cisgender, white male piece of shit, okay?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this part of the movie. There's a weird emphasis on how Pete is just not trans. They reference it, like, the entire movie. Every, like, 30 minutes or so, they gotta bring back up, like, oh, he's actually a straight white guy who's not trans. I don't know why there's so much focus on it. Now, everything changes for these two as the show that is being played the night of this radio show happens, and Ethan just reveals to everybody that he's a vampire because he turns into a bat, because he was bombing, I guess? I don't know. And generally, people would think that this is a fake stunt done for the comedy skit or something random, but you'd think that there'd be a little incentive to be cool a little bit and not reveal that you're a vampire, but anyways, more dick jokes.
It sucked my dick.
And so much like when Twilight came out, all of the girls get obsessed with Ethan the vampire. As a result, Pete throws a little baby bitch fit because he's not getting the girls' attention.
Closer, work it. You got to hit them angle. Okay, you ready? And...
even though he has a wife. And then he calls his wife on the phone because now he fully believes that he's a vampire.
Between the early 1600s mommy issues and the coffin thing, I mean, I've had my suspicions.
What?
The f does that mean? That's like if aliens dropped down from outer space right now and I was just like, aliens outside? I've been feeling like they were gonna come down from outer space soon. So Ethan picks up a couple girls for the night and Pete gets jealous, as if he doesn't have a wife.
I'm the headliner!
So anyways, now Pete Swan wants Ethan to bite his neck so he can turn into a vampire. Nothing weird or anything, just two straight dudes biting each other's necks, sensually.
I would never bite you, Pete.
Scared of competition?
So Pete's on stage again, bombing again. And hey, is that our guy, Shia LaBeouf again? So now we're back to the beginning of the movie, and Matt Rife fucking eats him and does the Infinity Gauntlet thing where he snaps and he disappears into sand. After this Thanos snap shit, Pete's really begging for Ethan to bite his neck and make him a vampire now, and then throws a fit when Ethan says no and just drops that he had a kid that died.
Immortality is not that simple. Do you have any idea what it's like to be emotionally dead inside?
Have you met me?
The prick. She sticks by you, no questions asked. And you're willing to let that fade away like everyone else, simply because, what? You feel the time that you do have left isn't enough? Now who's playing the victim?
She knows what she signed up for. She knows that there's only one person that I ever loved, unconditionally. My watch die.
I think you should consider me for immortality because I'd get to sleep in. I'd have a lot more time to sleep in late. I'd like that, and I'm a hard worker, and my son died. You should just give it to me. This movie is so weird because not only was he just confessing like 3 seconds ago that his kid died, but they started being funny the second that ended, and now he's acting like he's from Silence of the Lambs for some reason.
Bat, have your tongue. Our ride is here. That makes me...
Between Matt Rife and Jamie and anyone else that's in the credits of this movie, they don't know what this movie is or what they want it to be. Neither do I. Regardless of that, hey, here comes the final event. I didn't know there was gonna be a final event. They didn't mention anything about any particular stand-up show, but this is the big one. Pete bombs, and with Ethan's new popularity, he has a successful set and brings Pete back on a stage because he bombed so bad to congratulate him and bring in more positive attention. But I'm left with the question, what the f***? Did the rules of what people find funny change after Ethan got popular. The entire movie, no one found Ethan funny and everyone loved Pete, but it changed after Ethan got popular, even though Pete, I assume he made the same jokes that he's been making the entire movie. I don't know why the rules changed, but okay. And after the show, a very drunk and sad Pete in the passenger side of Ethan's car distracts Ethan until he crashes the car. And Pete fucking dies.
Pete!
Bite me, Ethan.
No.
What the fuck? I'm not even kidding. That's where the movie ends. I really enjoyed the way that he died in the end for no reason. Throughout the course of this movie, I had no idea what I was watching, and I don't think anyone in production of this movie knew what they were producing. I mean, I think it's supposed to be like a gut-busting comedy, but they just drop crude lines the entire time and hope you laugh at them, and they're not even that funny. So they try to sprinkle in these serious moments, but they just drop them out of nowhere like, why did the chicken cross the road? My son died at 8 years old. Farts. However, one thing is definitely certain. Wiener jokes are always funny, no matter how you deliver them. I laughed every time.